What's up guys, Chasing Lame here with episode number 71 of Robin's Revival. Today's episode we are on the other side of the January transfer window. We're playing Southampton in the league and things have been up and down. It's a bit of a conundrum right now. So, like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave comments, all that good stuff, and let's crack on with this one, shall we? So here we are then, beginning of February for a game here at Southampton. We currently sit 11th in the league table. We are just a couple of points adrift of West Ham and Norwich. We're also a couple of points ahead of Wolves, Leeds, Southampton. But crucially, we're also 8 points clear of the relegation zone as things stand. But there is, of course, transfer news. We've just been through a window. And we're going to go through that very quickly now. So let's switch things up from usual and talk about the players who have come in. And the first player who has joined us is Philippe Cretinoir, who has joined us from Paris Saint-Germain. We signed him for 49k. I've sent him on loan because he needs the experience. So he's gone back to Ligue 1, but he is playing for Angers or Angers or however you are supposed to pronounce that. But I like this guy. Looks like he's got a lot of potential. 23 years old. Has played for the French under-21 team. So, you know, he's probably a pretty decent prospect. And he's got all that potential, all that determination, to improve. So hopefully he's going to come back from his loan and look like a really good player for us. Now, joining us from FC Porto, 5.25 million, has brought Italian international Gianluca Mancini to the club. He is no stranger to English football. He has previously played for Manchester United. He's also played for Inter, for Roma, for Atalanta, for Perugia, and for Fiorentina. He's been around quite a while, and 101 million has been spent on him over the course of his career. During his last spell in England, he was very, very good overall for Manchester United, and he's been pretty decent for us since we signed him. He is 33, bit of a concern, but he's still got his pace, and Italian players tend to play forever. Good at the back, good as an offensive midfielder, really fills a hole for us. I'm quite pleased with this signing. A signing has impressed me slightly less since I wrote him, and it's Jason Connor, who I signed for 6.75 million from Chelsea. He's a product of Chelsea's academy. Has played some Premier League football, mostly played Championship football again though. Looks like a big potential player, another player with great determination. I want some great determination, some sort of stronger, harder working players in my team. He plays on either wing as an attacking midfielder or as a central midfielder, apparently as a centre half for some reason. I don't know why, but there we go. Either way, he's played 3 games for us. He's not been brilliant in any of them, but, 3 or 4 games for us. He's not been brilliant in any of them. But, we'll see if he can build on what he started. Maybe it just takes a while to settle in. He is a former England under-21 international, so hopefully we'll see something good come from him. And if we don't, then maybe I'll just sell him on and maybe make some money. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how this one goes. I'm not fully convinced yet. I also spent 7.25 million bringing in Albert Mikel, a centre-half from Real Madrid, who's also played for Espanyol. So he's got some decent stuff about him, hopefully. Just want to tighten up the defence a little bit. He's big, he's decently strong, he can do stuff in the air. Needs to work a little bit on his heading, but we can get there. But he's good on the ground as well, can play most centre-half roles equally well, and has under-21 caps for Spain, so a player I'm not unhappy about as a signing. And finally, I know I'm bringing in a bunch of old men again, £4.5 million has brought in Julian Weigl from Newcastle United. He has lost his pace a little bit. I'm looking to use him as a holding midfielder, as a kind of a backup for Page, who keeps getting suspended, and I think he can do that quite well. Over the last few years, he has just been kind of sat around at Newcastle, who apparently spent £51 million on him to sign him up from Benfica. He's also played for Borussia Dortmund and 1860 München, so pretty well-rounded, pretty experienced. German international as well, which we can't discount as a thing, and hopefully will be a decent mentor to some players as well. We're going to talk really quickly about the players we've left, though I'm not going to go through them one by one because we all know who they are, so we'll go through the list here. I have sold James McAtee to TSV Hartberg for £9 million. I've sold Gabriel to AEK Athens for £105,000. Ainsley Maitland-Niles joins Bologna for 300k. He's done well for us, but it was time to move him on. Same with Jack Grealish, who has joined Ulsan Blue Wings, I think they're called, in South Korea for £1.2 million. Andrew Jefford-Milsom has joined Stoke for 185k. Obviously, Crétinois has gone on loan to Angers, and Elton Jashari has joined Fulham. He never quite made it for us, so he's gone to Fulham for 3.3 million, and that is the complete transfer update. Let's have a look though at what you've missed since we last met in terms of games. So the last time we met was, I believe, the Borough game. We then played Leeds and drew 1-1. Played Manchester United at Old Trafford and lost 4-0. Then beat Southampton 1-0, with Mattiasinho getting himself a penalty parody, by the way, scoring in the Leeds game. And then we've been on a run of just horrendous form, so I decided to switch up the tactic a little bit, go to a different kind of 4-2-3-3. I've redeveloped the 4-3-3. However, the last few games with the 4-2-3-1, we lost 5-2 to Everton. You'll see why this was a thing. Lost 5-2 to Everton with Brun Larsen and Parody scoring. Lost 3-1 to Newcastle at home with Brun Larsen scoring in that one. Lost 1-0 to a 10-man Southampton team, which was just embarrassing. So I switched this 4-3-3. Lost 5-2 to Arsenal, which doesn't sound like a great start. We did go down to 10 men after about 10-15 minutes. Parody and Kubo got on the score sheet though, and we've just beaten Wilmar Ruiz to restore my faith in this with a bunch of the new signings in. 1-0 win at home to Norwich, which brings you up to date. And now it's time to play Southampton again in the league. Hopefully we can get another win and hopefully just start looking a bit more like we're on the up a bit. So the starting lineup today then, I've got Livakovic in goal, Mattiasinho at right back, Obadima and Pedro in central defence with Bjorkan on the left. We've got Weigl, Ruiz, Lima, Brun Larsen and Connor in midfield, and Parody starting up top. I had a feeling I was going to change that. I was going to stick in Skorshitowski because he keeps asking for more football and he is in slightly better form, so we'll give him a go up top instead today. On the bench, Amy, Araujo, Taylor, Bajamic, Cerna, Solari, Parody, Konoplia and Mancini. Nice and easy and very straightforward. So we're going to go into the game and hopefully pick up a nice result against Southampton with this new 4-3-3. I just changed a few instructions around, nothing overly dramatic there. So hopefully we'll see how that starts to work. So into the dressing room, it's a pump of the fists and the pressure is all on them. What have we got to lose? That kind of good stuff. Faith in everyone as always, except of course for Skorshitowski, because he has demanded more first team football, so I'm going to put some pressure on him to earn it. Talent review, I'm not going to do the full talent review because frankly I'm bored of them. Thanks SI, a few more questions would be interesting. Anyone to look out for here in this team? I guess Shigankov is worth worrying about. Turnbull, Ward-Prowse, Badashile, they've all been pretty good when we've come up against them in the last few games. Ward-Prowse is a player I've been trying to sign. He just refuses to come and join us, which is very disappointing. And when we look at the league table, Southampton sit in 14th, so we should be able to get a result against them, you would hope. Teams are lined up ready to go. We are in the yellow. We are familiar with playing at St Mary's, of course, because we played there last season, so hopefully there's a result to be had here. Right, Badashile on the ball now. Peters back to Badashile for Southampton. The first highlight of the game coming up after 17 minutes on the clock as Cox picks up the ball down the left wing. Really looking for Mattiasinho to kind of step up. Hopefully he won't get sent off as well. He's already on a booking. Peglo to Romero. Shigalkov at the back post gets it off a deflection from someone. I'm not entirely sure who that was, but not the best start to tactical changes, which I was hoping would tighten us up at the back a bit, along with the introduction of players like Weigl and Mancini and whatnot. Who has that come off? That come off of, I think, Bjorkan at the back post, who probably should have done something better. And apparently Shigankov is a new signing for them, which just makes things a little bit more painful, as well as putting them above us isn't helping. Some very loud cars passing today. I apologise, I don't know why, but that's what happens, I guess, when you try and record in the middle of the day as Rodon puts the ball forward for Southampton. Bjorkan's gone in two-footed. For Christ's sake. For Christ's sake. Right. I'm going to drop Weigl back into here and hope Pedro can do some covering on the left-hand side. That's kind of the best I can hope for with this. Second time I've gone down to 10 men using this formation, this tactic. and it hasn't been successful either time, but I need to have a long think about who I'm going to withdraw to make up for the difference. Right, free kick for Southampton. Ward-Prowse puts it in. Badashile with the header from just near the penalty spot. Goal kick for us. It's going nowhere. And I've put Weigl at the back. I don't even think he can play centre-half. I don't know why I did that out of just instinct. But, I'll make some changes at half-time, I guess. Right, Matthias Senior with a free kick now. Can we get back on terms? Brun Larsen, back post, goes for a header. It's just over the crossbar. And hopefully we're going to stay in touch with Southampton here. I don't want us to get murdered like we did in the Arsenal game. That would be ideal. Right, so we're in the dressing room for half-time. We've been unlucky so far. I think it is probably fair, although there's no real nice way of saying that. In fact, you know what? We're just going to tell them we can earn a draw here if it will let me pick that option. There we go. We're going to tell everyone that we've got faith in them. I'm going to check as well on the tactics screen if Weigl can in fact play centre-half, because I probably should have checked that. You have not been good enough, and now you're demotivated, which is not ideal. Can Weigl play as a centre-half? He can play as a centre-half, not well, but he can play as a centre-half. I think what might help is making Pedro into more of a ball-playing defender on that side as well. I'm thinking what we'll do, actually, we'll take Matthias Senior off. We're going to send in Mancini. In fact, we'll send on Amy, because I know Amy does a really good job at centre-half. And then we can move Weigl back up into the holding midfield role. Hopefully that will help us to cover some stuff off. Maybe back the defence up. And Skorshitowski is going to make me do some thinking over the course of the second half, because I know I can send in Konoplia, and I know I can take off Brun Larsen, I can kind of go to a diamond. But I don't want to rush that just yet. I think that's probably a bit too soon. In fact, while I'm thinking about that, let's change some opposition instructions around. That's always a good move to do, because that's going to help us out a little bit. Their goalkeeper's picked up a knock, which is interesting. And we're going to have a bit of a getting sent off so early as unacceptable yell at Bjorkan, where he's going to be missing for the next game. Let's see, second half, kick it off, see what we can do, hopefully not get murdered. Those two players I highlighted before, they are very much on the bubble, as Pedro gets a throw in to Connor. Connor puts the ball across to Brun Larsen, who maybe has a chance to save himself. Just realised Brun Larsen's a fullback, and I could have just done that. Excellent, good stuff. Love when I pay attention to what's going on in the team. Peglov puts the ball forward to Shigankov, who is running out of room, and Peglov has a pop, puts it wide. And I need to have a think now about, do I just move Brun Larsen back to being a fullback? Maybe that will help us tidy things up a bit. Let me have a think. So we're in the dying minutes. Made a bunch of tactical changes to try and at least keep things respectable. So I went to 3 at the back, and then I've gone with 2 wing-backs. Konoplia has come on, and a defensive midfield. Ruiz, Taylor and Skorshitowski have dropped back into the hole just to kind of keep things a little bit respectable. That red card, though, from Bjorkan has very much cost us, and I'm still quite angry about that, if I'm honest. I'm going to say I'm proud of their efforts, because they did well to kind of keep in touch with the game. But Skorshitowski, for a player who was demanding more football or to leave, I'm starting to think maybe I should let him leave. I had a bid come in from one of the Turkish top league teams for him, and the only reason I didn't let him go was because I didn't feel like I could replace him in time, quite honestly. But, we've done well to stick 1-0 with that one. I guess I'm still quite disappointed in a bunch of the players, though, for that performance. Either way, it's time to wrap the episode up, and I guess what we're coming back here is going to be, I guess we'll come back for Burnley. Let's come up for Burnley. There's at least a respectable chance we'll get a result from the Burnley game. That's kind of 6 and 6 either side before we go back to the Wolves game for the last episode, which makes all the sense in the world to me. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I have, as always, been chasing lately. Apologies for rushing through the episode a little bit. I'm kind of on a time crunch, so I'm trying to get this out ready for Monday. Apologies. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. I'll be back on Wednesday and Friday with the last 2 episodes of the season. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I have always been chasing lately. And until next time, have a good one.